Every one of you has an opinion about what an Indian college should do, what an Indian college should not do, if it's a waste of time, if your degree is truly something that you really want. Everybody has an opinion on that. And that's okay. This video is not going to tell you what you should think about college. I truly don't believe in trying to influence other people's beliefs of what they should do in their life. I am too concerned about my own life. I truly couldn't care less about what 99.999% of the people in the world are doing. But when you're in college, there are some things that can help you bubble the way to the top faster than anything else. And I don't understand why nobody talks about this. 5 years after college, the difference between the person at the bottom and the person at the top is going to be astronomical. And this bottom and the top is not defined by grades. This bottom and top is not defined by anything else. It's just defined by where they are 5 years from now. And if you're in college, especially if you're in your first year, you need to start ingraining these things. You need to start approaching college from these mindsets, just so that 5 years after you graduate college, you're at the top. I remember when I was in college in my first year, I was a complete mess. I had come straight from probably 6 months of just being homeschooled and not talking to anyone except for my tuition teachers. And I go into college with a huge social environment, and I have no idea how to deal with so many people. I never really had a large number of friends even before college. And it was just a very weird sort of situation that I was in. And I definitely handled it the wrong way. But luckily, I kind of managed to, take things one step at a time and basically bubble to wherever I had reached, and to a point where at one point of time I was, through my internships, making more money than the rest of my class was combined during their internships. This was probably at the end of my last year, probably in the last 2 months of college, but there are some things that have really helped me. So without getting too into this or without talking too much in detail, let me just get right into it. The first thing that you need to do, and this is going to sound really bad, is that you need to look at your classmates with disgust. A lot of people idealize their classmates, including me. When I would look at my classmate, I would just be like, wow, this guy is so great. Oh my God, he can speak such good English. Oh my God, he's such a good coder. But you know what? Everybody is a good coder. Everybody speaks good English, especially at the top levels of the career. So stop idealizing your classmates. 99.9% of your classmates are not going to be in the top 0.1% of the class. And that's just common sense. You just need to internalize this fact. 50% of your classmates are below average. When you look at your classmates with disgust, you stop idealizing them. You stop putting them on that pedestal. You stop listening to all the nonsense that you've been told. I remember a lot of my college classmates who didn't treat me really well. And during my first and second year, I truly thought that was because something was wrong with me. I truly thought maybe it's because I don't look that good. Maybe it's because I'm not that smart. Maybe it's because I'm not hardworking enough, etc., etc. As soon as you realize that a person's behavior to you is more of a reflection of them than as of a reflection to you, it kind of changes the whole thing. And whenever you look at your classmates, you truly need to understand if this is the guy you want to bet your future on. When you're making a friend group in a class, and everybody has friend groups, I'm not saying be the sociopath who talks to nobody. When you're choosing your friend group in the class, you want to wonder, or you want to place a bet on where these guys are going to be 5 years from now. And this bet has to be a highly logical, highly calculated bet. You don't want to be the type of guy who's hanging out with anybody who's willing to hang out with them, which I was. A lot of times, I would just hang out with anybody, whoever was willing to hang out with me, because I was too scared to be alone. But don't go to college with that mindset. It's completely fine to be sitting at the canteen or sitting at the cafeteria alone with your own thoughts and just not talking to anyone. But when you do talk to someone, when you do give someone your time, they need to be the person who's going to take you forward. They need to be the person who you can bet on. Number 2, the biggest skill that college teaches you is how to deal with clowns. The amount of nonsense that you have to face from people in an Indian college is astronomical. And a lot of people say that Indian college is a waste of time because of that. They say, oh, my teacher was unable to get a job as a coder, which is why he came back to college and became a teacher. That means college is a waste of time. No, it's not. Oh, this guy in my college just spends his time doing drugs and blah, blah, blah. And oh, that's why college is a waste of time. No, it's not. In college, you get to deal with a large number of types of people. And when you go into the real world, if you're a CEO of a 100-person company, if you are working at a large company, you're going to see these clowns all over again. In fact, my friend was telling me And this guy has been an entrepreneur for his whole life. Straight out of college, he just started a startup, and it was just like 1-2% startups that he kept doing over time and made all of his money. He took his first job at around the age of 35-40, and he truly felt like he was back in college. He truly felt like the amount of bullshit that he had to deal with in college, he had to deal with now. Truly, that is the best thing that college teaches you. When you're standing at the airport and the guy is asking for your passport and he says, "Why is your visa like this?" You are going to lose your shit. I have so many times been threatened to be put on the no-fly list just because I get angry at a guy. And college has kind of taught me that this guy thinks a particular way, and my job is to not change his way of thinking. My job is to get the most out of the situation for myself. A lot of people in college will do really stupid things like joining political parties and spread propaganda in the college, etc., etc. Your job is not to change them. Your job is not to debate them. Your job is to see how much I can use this person to my advantage. That's it. You should only be concerned about yourself. Nobody else matters, especially in a college situation. Your family, your wife, your girlfriend, all of them matter, but most people in your life do not matter. And they're probably not going to be in your life 5 years from now either. Number 3, the second biggest thing that college teaches you is to do work that you don't want to do. And this is a very, very, very important life skill. College, a lot of assignments in my college were basically, I had to handwrite things that were written on another piece of paper. Now, what is that teaching me? If I'm blindly handwriting something from another piece of paper, what am I learning? Nothing. Wrong. I'm learning how to do something that I truly hate. I truly hated handwriting, and honestly, I've not handwritten for probably a few years now, and I don't know if I can handwrite anymore. But during college, I had to handwrite probably 40, 50, 100 pages a month. Maybe even more, maybe even 500 pages a month. And this has kind of taught me that, if there is something that I don't want to do, I still have the ability to do it. And it's a very, very, very important trait that will compound over time. If you want to start a startup, there's going to be an insane amount of bullshit that you have to deal with. You're going to have to deal with authorities. You're going to have to deal with some corporate. You're going to have to deal with bureaucracy. You're going to have to deal with politics amongst your people who are working for you. And forget startups. Even if you're dealing with a job, the amount of nonsense that you have to deal with in a corporate job is probably more than the amount of nonsense that you have to deal with in college. So anything you do in your career, once you start, making it, you're going to have to deal with an insane amount of bullshit. Soon, suddenly one day you'll get a call from some government saying, "Hey, we are freezing your bank account." Soon, suddenly one day you'll get a call from one of your ex-girlfriends threatening you that she will leak some photos of you, which may or may not even be real. You just need to have the ability to be calm and deal with situations and do stuff that you really don't want to do. And I think this is a very, very, very important lesson that college taught me. If you are in college and you're struggling with something, maybe it's to make friends, maybe it's to get a girlfriend, maybe it's to start making large amounts of money, please let me know in the comments below, because a lot of people struggle with different things during college and I've never understood why people struggle with them. So I would love to make a video to help you out, or to at least give you my perspective on how I would approach the problem. And if you want to know more about my thoughts and what I actually do for a living, you can follow my channel.